Merry Christmas. So, I just finished having brunch with Jacqueline and her boyfriend, and they're talking to each other about her latest stalker, who I've met before. He drove her up to my fucking premiere last year, and they're telling me about some of the stuff that he's done, and not only is it pissing me off, but it's also like weirding me out a little bit because I've been talking to some of my hottest chick friends who have had these stalker issues before, and trying to figure things out, and look at things through the other side. And so I started putting this thing together that you're about to see, but I cannot fucking believe that the things that Jacqueline is telling me about this guy, and then she mentions other things that are along the lines of the red flags that you were telling me that you and Shannon were saying that I have, and it's weirded me out a bit. So I'm taking a bit of a nap here, and then I've been making this thing for you already, but um, Merry Christmas. This is for peace of mind, for you, for both of us. I crossed the line when I drove down without your expressed invitation. Doesn't matter how much of a hard-ass chick you are, you're still a lady and a mother. And if I would listen at all, then I would have remembered that you only get Vegas-like reception at your place. So who knows if you got my texts that after I announced that I was going to be coming down, and you said, "What now, after I've cooked all day and the place looks like a gas leak just happened?" And I said, "Yes, be there in an hour." And you may or may not have gotten those texts until later. I apologize. You need to feel safe all the time. So go ahead and go through the restraining order because you have nothing to fear from me. But if that's what's going to make you feel safe, then do it. But it was Jacqueline I was specifically talking about in my experience with the restraining order. Her ex-husband, it didn't last for a year, and I knew it wouldn't because he'd never seen Star Wars, and he prided himself on the fact that he was going to be able to die and say that he'd never seen Star Wars. And this is even before the prequels came out. And I was like, well, this guy is a fucking loser. That's pointless, and this won't last a year. And it didn't last a year. And that literal one nut, apparently from Jacqueline, has told me, one bald, born-again Christian Jay just wouldn't leave her the fuck alone, even more than any of her other stalkers. So I became knowledgeable about that process. The shit that we said to each other is stuff that, like, is so I've never heard anyone say or think such nasty fucking things about me, and in turn, I've never gone back out and said such nasty fucking things. But you know for a fact that we don't mean either of those things. We've let each other in this far. Like, now that I'm entertaining going out with people again, none of them even hold a candle to you. None of them. They're all ash. You stimulate me to talk more with my family, I have a better rapport with my sister now since starting to talk with you than I've ever had in all of my life. I'm more interested in my niece than ever. Holly and I have finally made amends, and that's largely due to you and the way that you are able to interact with your sister and son. And you know I'm a happy guy. I'm not depressed like your fucking husband. Like, you keep on telling me not to be, Dory doesn't need a cheerleader, and I'm not trying to be his stepdaddy at all. You've told me that he holds on to the hope that you two are going to get back together. I'm not trying to destroy that at all. You've made it clear. The stuff that we said to each other, that's stuff that, like, it takes years to heal. It's not like we're going to be able to talk to each other again anytime soon. And you know damn well that if we had met, like we had talked about, in person at, like, some mutual friends party where people could vouch for us, that we wouldn't be here right now. That's a large part of the reason why I keep inviting you to events, not just concerts where, strangers can attest to how fucking even keel I am with every fucking demographic, every age, every race, every gender, whether or not I can stand it. Like, I'm a fucking happy guy, and you've made me really fucking happy. And I'm sorry that I don't listen as well as I think I am. I really wish that we had met when in our 60s. So, I say that.
so that your looks wouldn't be an issue, and this could just be about the way we get along and the fact that you are the chick version of me. All of our conversations are just so fucking like Hunter S. Thompson and read like the Gonzo letters. You know, sincere, hilarious, insane, and sometimes just over the top with all kinds of emotion, and giddy like a girl often. If you ask any of my exes, they'll tell you, or even gals that I just dated for a night or two, how inattentive I am and had never even asked last name, and are still saved in my phone as whatever their first name and then last name, kind of like OkCupid or Tinder alias is, and I only have it so that have them still programmed so that I know to have those calls blocked. But you know what? Your looks aren't even gonna fade even in your 60s, not even in your 80s. You, fully clothed, are more beautiful inside and out than Carrie Fisher could have ever dreamed, even when she's in her hut slaying bikini. I apologize for the pill prank. I thought you would call me on it for sure. I've mentioned before that I'm training to be a part of the Magic Castle so I can get membership, but that was the only way I knew at the time to like out drama you from all of the stuff that you've blown up about me. I knew that I could gag those back up. I mean, they were only 20, come on. And I don't need that shit to go to sleep. I use brownies. When I say I love you, that's not something that I throw around. And I say it to you a lot because I do. And I am the most egotistical motherfucker that you've ever known, because you're not just all my hall passes wrapped of Amy Poehler, Tina Fey, Aubrey Plaza. None of them have boobs. They're just funny as fuck. Rolled into a Christina Hendricks and Monica Bellucci burrito. You're not just all of that. You're so much like the chick version of me as well. And I the dude version of you. That, I mean, you're also more Hunter S. Thompson than anyone I've ever known aside from me. I mean, have you ever read Hell's Angels or Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, especially the Gonzo letters? They read a lot like our texts to each other. When you just finally admitted that Dorian doesn't have recessive dystrophic EB, and you've gotten mad at me at one point for not doing the research because it's not your job to tell everybody, like in the checkout lines at Target, who keep on asking about you, and then the other moment, the next, I'm under fire for not asking you and doing all your research on my own. Like, I can't win for losing sometimes. I'm not trying to marry you. I'm not trying to have either of us move in with one another. You flail about and talk in your sleep. I snore and listen to Tibetan meditation bowls and have a huge ass dog that shares my bed. That's a large part of the reason why Erica and I stopped seeing each other, was because she couldn't stand the Tibetan meditation bowls that help me sleep at night and meditate. And then she also said, you know, I haven't gotten a wink of good sleep, good night's sleep, since she's taken up most of the bed. And I laughingly said, well, you go before the dog goes. So yeah, I'm not trying to move in with you. I'm not trying to marry you. Marriage is an outdated institution that was created when people had a lifespan of like 20 years maybe, and they only had to suffer with one another for like 5-10 of them. It's a stupid fucking tradition. Like, I love this guy that my sister has finally gotten with, who appreciates her and gives her the affection that she needs and the attention and everything. Everything is like coming together. My film just finally sold for $5.7 million with a $100,000 option for the 2 sequels. So I got to meet with the head of the hedge fund there next month. Deborah International is helping me set up all of these interviews with all of the various specialists around the world. When I meditate on you guys, I meditate along with all the other things in my life and manifest that stuff. The selling of my film, not driving Uber anymore, having more positive relationships, overcoming challenges fearlessly, traveling the world, fostering more productive relationships. And when I meditate on you, I meditate on like my family. I meditate on great health, that shit stops raining on you, that your life is fulfilled and happy. Anyway, silence is best for the both of us, especially over the holidays here, just getting some rest and everything. But I want to end this with this silly little bullshit of the gifts that I got for you the same time I got your birthday gifts and did all my other Christmas shopping for everyone else. I have ended up wrapping a few of them up for Jacqueline and her new boyfriend, and others that I'm just gonna keep until you and I talk again, until time heals all this. Because I've got way more important things to do than keep on putting myself out there looking for other women. Like I know who's the most kick-ass woman in the whole world, and it's you, and your sister too. So I apologize to Shannon for being such a dumbass that every time we link back up and we get stronger each time, but then there still ends up being something that pushes buttons, and we're, like we've said before, we don't need any more crazy in our lives than we already have, but give us time and we'll adapt. All right? So here are the things that I got for you. And your sister and Dorian, Merry Christmas. Get some rest. I love you. Shut up, Crow. And this last bit of stuff that you see here is the stuff that I actually commandeered instead of giving to you guys to give to Jacqueline and her boyfriend, and then all of a sudden I bought for myself, and then quote unquote she got for me.